are going to take home over $1.5 million and a WPT title. Who's it going to be?
I wouldn't tell you.
Action's going to be back on the lady at the table, Kathy Liebert. 7 deuce, and she's going to throw that away. John D'Agostino this time at 9-4. Can't play it.
Ricardo Festeo. He's on the button with King 10 offsuit.
A few people have.
This hand figures to be a favorite over the 2 blind hands. Ricardo knows it. He comes in the pot for $300,000.
Into action, Bob Wang.
Raise to $300,000.
And it's got 7-9 of clubs.
Action, Bob folds.
All in.
Al gives it the backhand all-in move. The investor, former bond trader, goes all in, Vince, for like $2 million.
Yes, he does. He goes over the top with his jacks.
He is not fooling around a bit here. He says, if you can beat this hand, good luck to you. Ricardo here facing like a $2 million bet. Only has King 10. He lays it down. Al says, you made a good decision there. Indeed he did. But what about this amateur player? He got in here on a $300 satellite. He could parlay it into $1.5 million.
Request for you. What's that?
Nicely done by the bond trader.
John Robert? Yes.
Well, Mike, there have been some pretty long days here at the Borgata Poker Open. I mean, this is day 4. You know, maybe these players are losing their edge.
Well, it's all part of the game, Vince. You know, some pros will tell you when it comes to poker, sleep is overrated.
Now, I'm getting sleepy just hearing you talk.
Well, try and stay awake for this week's eye-opening WPT Poker Corner with Courtney Freeman.
Oh, we'll always stay awake for Courtney.
Counting sheep or counting chips? Among many top players in the game, the choice is easy. For them, if you snooze, you lose.
When I'm too awake, I'm kind of antsy. Let's get in every pot. But when I'm a little tired, it's I can throw this one away.
Sleep is definitely overrated, I think, because once you get to the table and you're going, your adrenaline gets going.
Action induced sleep deprivation is great to play under, and general sleep deprivation is awful.
I'm too tired to answer that question.
Yeah, exactly.
And with the play down to the final table lasting 18 hours, sleep was as rare as flopping a royal flush.
I slept for 4 hours.
I didn't sleep at all last night. I was so wired and excited from being at the final table that I have no sleep. But I don't think it's going to hurt me.
You'll see sometimes people will get to the end of the day and they're just too tired. They're just not making good decisions.
And earlier this season at the Legends of Poker,
What time is it?
lack of sleep reared its tired head at the final table.
I don't care, man. Whatever you want to do.
This is probably the worst hand anybody's going to call you with all in, but I'm just going to call because I want to go home.
Fortunately for Alex Kahaner, his call turned out to be a $1.1 million wake-up call.
Total victory for Alex Kahaner.
Well, there you see it, Vince. Some people insist that you have to have sleep. Others don't think it's that big a deal. They think the adrenaline keeps you going when you're playing for $1.5 million.
Action on Ricardo Festeo. Throws away Woolworths, 10-5.
I'm a professional worker. $1 million.
Action Bob. He looks down at the 5 deuce of clubs. Lays it down.
Al going out, and look at this. Kathy saying all in with her ace-8.
Well, she's not fooling around. She knows the ace-high is favored over a random hand in the blind, certainly. She's gone all in with it. And Dags has the king-queen and faced with yet another tough decision.
She would just like to take this pot right now, but D'Agostino with a pretty good hand, king-queen. You got to admire this guy's guts. I mean, he is involved in so many pots. He can do that because he's so talented. But right now, he would be a dog if he should make this call, potentially doubling up the lady at the table.
Well, he knows Kathy's capable of making a play with any 2 cards. D'Agostino knows that.
If I call, I just hope I'm not dominating.
Yeah,
There's 2 live cards.
Will the 22-year-old get restless?
You see what he's doing, Vince. He's counting up how many chips he'll have left if he makes this call and loses this pot.
All right, I call.
He sees he's still going to have over $1 million left. He's going to gamble here, Vince. He's making the call. And as it turns out, Kathy Liebert, not quite a 3-2 favorite to win this hand, but she is the favorite. And the hopes of a woman winning a World Poker Tour event hinge on this hand, at least tonight.
He is a dog going into this. Can he eliminate and suck out here on Kathy Liebert?
Not that big of an underdog, Vince. King Queen certainly easily capable of winning this pot. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, an ace right in the door. Kathy Liebert shoots her arms up. She knows she's a monster favorite to win this hand now.
High fives in the crowd.
Well, D'Agostino is going to have to catch 2 runners to beat her now.
Broke a fingernail.
I'm glad you're excited for me, Mom, but
We'll see the turn card. And it is an 8.
Well, it's an 8. That's going to do it. D'Agostino is drawing dead. Kathy Liebert has doubled up.
Look at that look on D'Agostino's face. I mean, that is one sad sack, and you just can't blame him.
Well, Vince, he had a tough decision to make. I don't think you can really fault him for making that call with King Queen, just because he knows Kathy's capable of making an all-in bet with any 2 cards.
I have to disagree there. I mean, she's the small blind. You don't have to take. You didn't have much money in the pot. You don't have to double her up. You only have King Queen. I think he could have laid that hand down and felt very good about it.
Well, he wishes he'd done that right now, I can tell you that. He was just a chip leader a moment ago, and now he's on the short stack at the table. The ebb and flow in no-limit hold'em tournaments changes quickly.
And it's going to be on a chip leader. Action Bob. He's got Queen Jack this time. First act.
Well, it's Queen Jack of spade. Suited connector. He's getting out some chips. And he's going to make it $350,000 to go.
Right into our lone amateur Al. And look at this. Al's got a little pair of ducks. 2 deuces. Now, last time, remember when he had the 3s, he went all in, but he had a much shorter stack. Now he's got about 2.4 million. Will he make the same type of move?
Well, he lays down the 2 deuces.
Completely different move. Kathy throws away her 9-6.
D'Agostino. He's got 7-6 of hearts, suited connectors.
Doesn't want any part of it.
If he had the chip lead, he'd probably play that 7-6 of hearts to see a flop. When you're on the short stack, tough to do.
Ricardo Festeo, he's got a pair of 5s. Now Ricardo thinking this through. 2 5s. Action Bob was the guy that raised you.
And he's going to make the call.
Oh, yes.
So he doesn't want to commit all his chips until he sees a flop here. So over 800,000 in the pot right now.
These guys have been playing for 4 days straight. Fatigue possibly setting in now, it looks like.
Well, Ricardo Festeo with the 2 5s. Robert Wang with the Queen Jack of spade. The flop is 8-4-4. Ricardo has the best hand with 2 5s.
All in. He says he's going all in.
Wow, Ricardo's done it. He's pulled the trigger for all his chips here. He's going to put the test to Action Bob right here.
I call.
And Bob says, I like action. I'm calling this.
Well, he's done it, Vince. He's made the call here. Some might question that. You don't mind moving in with a flush draw, but you hate to call your money off with it. Now, as the cards lie, the 2 5s are just a very slight favorite, but this is the biggest pot we've had yet tonight, over $4 million in this pot. Whoever wins it will be in command at this final table. Will the 2 5s stand up, or will Action Bob make a bigger pair or a flush?
Stay tuned. We're coming right back with the conclusion of this hand in just a moment.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, where Ricardo Festeo is all in against chip leader Robert Wang. Can Ricardo's pocket pair keep him in the game?
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour at Borgata. And look at this, a pair of 5s for Ricky Ricardo up against a flush draw.
A huge pot, over $4 million in this pot. Whoever wins it's going to be the commanding chip leader at this table. Both players holding their breath.
Here comes the turn.
Well, 7 of diamonds comes on the turn. So Action Bob must catch a queen, a jack, or a spade. If not, Ricardo Festeo is going to double up and have a monster chip lead at this final table.
You know.
What's extraordinary, he came in as the short stack here tonight.
Ace of diamonds.
He'd be a massive chip leader. It's all coming down to the river. Right now, here it is.
Well, the 3 of diamonds comes off. So Ricardo pumps his fist, and why not, Vince? The guy played a $1,000 satellite to win his seat into this tournament. He's well on his way to parlaying it to $1.5 million and a WPT title. And look at him now, sitting on the chip lead.
Where Ricky Ricardo Festejo, he's got about $4 million right now.
You had the best hand. I had a pair of deuces.
And he's in great shape after doubling up through Action Bob right there. Bob made the gambling call with the Queen Jack of Spades. 5
remain. Action on Al. He's got King 3 this time of spades.
Lays it down.
Kathy out.
Now around to John D'Agostino. He's picked up 2 10s on the button. Nice hand.
And he says, I'm going all in with it.
Well, he's not fooling around. He's going all in.
Ricardo stacking chips. He throws away a King 7 of diamonds. Now the only one to beat is Action Bob. He's got very unimpressive 10-9.
Yeah, bring in the...
He's in the big blind. He's got money invested already, though.
Yeah, he's got about 580,000 left in chips, Vince. Would you want to put it in the pot with just 10 high? He's really going to be up against it if he does. Because Daggs has 2 10s. He's making the call here, Vince. Wow. Well, Vince, I'll tell you one thing. Action Bob may or may not lose his chips here, but for sure, he's not going to lose his nickname tonight. He is giving some action right now.
Oh, you're right. He is steaming like an overcooked dumpling, making this call off for all his chips.
Daggs is in great shape to eliminate Action Bob from this tournament.
And here's the flop.
What a flop for Action Bob. He's flopped a pair and Hines on an open-end straight draw. You see D'Agostino shaking his head. Now Daggs has the same straight draw, so that won't hurt him. But still, it gives his opponent outs to get the tie.
So Action Bob has some chances here.
Well, he sure does. A 9 would win it for him. And a 7 or a queen would get him a split. And it's never easy, Vince. Well, there's an 8 that comes off.
That's nothing.
So again, Bob needs a 9 to win the pot. A 7 or a queen would get him a tie.
D'Agostino in pretty good place right now. Wants to take out Action Bob.
Okay, we'll see the river now.
What's it going to be? Here's the river.
Well, it's a 4.
He didn't get it.
Well, that's going to do it for Robert Wang. Been a poker pro for a year.
Well, right now you can call Action Bob missing in Action Bob because he's the 5th place finisher and he's going to make about $300,000.
I guess you don't want to see a flop with this, huh? Well, I knew he was all in, so there's no point in making, another raise. And if I raise and if I raise 400, I'm never folding. The hand's just not getting folded.
Johnny Daggs talking it up, yapping it up.
Chips, I might have just made a normal raise, with these difference to make.
Vince, what a story we've got developing here. We could have our first woman to ever win on the World Poker Tour. We could have the youngest World Poker Tour winner. We'd have one of 2 local guys, both who won a satellite to get in this event, parlay it into $1.5 million.
The action's going to be on the lady at the table, Miss Kathy Liebert. Well, look at this, Kathy Liebert with King 10, 4-handed.
400.
Said, I'm going to raise.
Well, she's making a nice raise here of 400,000. Remember, blinds are 60 and 120.
Right to her left, John D'Agostino. He's got 8-6 of spades. Loves to call hands.
Well, this is the kind of hand that he likes to see a flop with, but with a little bit less than $2 million in chips, can he call 400,000?
Having short chips.
Well, you hear that comment. When you got short chips, you can't play those kind of hands. He lays it down.
Now Ricardo Festejo, look at this with a pair of ladies.
All in.
Goes all in.
Well, he's not fooling around with them at all. He's moved all in with 2 queens.
Right behind him, Al. He's got big slick. Wow.
Wow, you are right, Vince. Ace King in a 4-handed game. That is a monster hand. But the pot's been raised and gone all in front of him. And that's by the guy that's got him covered in chips. Yeah. But still, can you possibly lay an Ace King down in a 4-handed poker game? Well, he does it. Does it pretty simply.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And look at Kathy.
No, not how many chips he's got. What does he got in his hand?
How many chips?
I know how many chips he's got. He's got me covered.
Yeah, I'll let you know later.
Now, usually when a person laughs at the table, they are going away. They are going out the pressure's off and you can start breathing and laughing again. That's what you're seeing here.